So today we are going to talk about enamel histological features and its microscopic view. So incremental lines of enamel. So it is nothing but the stay of Retzius. So stay of Retzius are the incremental lines of enamel representing the successive apposition of enamel. These structural lines appear as brownish bands in ground sections in the regions of incisal edge and cusp. They surround the dentin, while in cervical region they are seen as oblique lines extending from the DEJ towards the outer surface, deviating in an occlusal direction. In transverse sections of teeth, incremental lines are seen as concentric rings. These lines are hypocalcified and reflects variations in structure and mineralization. So, what are the identification points will be? It appears as brownish bands in crown sections. They are hypocalcified structures. Okay, these are the identification points, and this is the incremental lines. Next will be the gnarled enamel. So, gnarled enamel or enamel rods follow a wavy course as they extend from dentino-enamel junction towards the outer surface. In the region of the cusp and incisal edges, the arrangement of enamel rods are more complicated. The enamel rods are more wavy and irregular and intertwined with each other in this region, especially near the dentino-enamel junction. This arrangement creates an optical appearance referred to as gnarled enamel. This particular arrangement of rods in cuspal and incisal region makes enamel stronger to withstand masticatory stress. ஸோ இதோட ஐடென்டிஃபிகேஷன் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆப்டிக்கல் அப்பியரன்ஸ் சீன் இன் த இன்சைசல் ஆர் கஸ்பல் ரீஜன் occur due to wavy intertwining enamel rods. This arrangement makes enamel strong. This is the gnarled enamel. Next will be the enamel lamellae. Enamel lamellae. So enamel lamellae are leaf-like structures that extend from the outer surface of enamel towards the dentine. These are hypocalcified structures and are formed in flames of tension. Three types of lamellae are seen: type A, type B and type C. Type A is composed of poorly calcified enamel rods. This type is restricted to enamel. Type B consists of degenerative cells and may extend into the dentine. Type C filled with organic matter derived from saliva. This type is formed after the eruption of tooth and may be extended into the dentine. The identification points will be the hypocalcified structures of enamel extend from the outer surface of enamel towards the dentine. You can see the extension of enamel lamellae. Next will be the enamel tufts. Enamel tufts are ribbon-like structures extending from the dentino-enamel junction into the enamel to a distance of 1/3 to 1/5 of enamel thickness. In thick sections, these ribbon-like structures arising from different planes are projected to one plane, giving the appearance of tuft or grass. Okay. These are hypocalcified structure containing greater concentration of organic components. Enamel tufts are better visualized in transverse section. So identification points we can see it's an hypocalcified structure of enamel, a ribbon-like structure extending from DEJ to enamel to a distance of 1/3 to 1/5 of enamel tinctures, resemble tufts of grass in ground section. You can see the tufts of grass in this region. Next will be the enamel spindle. Enamel spindles are rhodoplastic processes crossing the dentino-enamel junction and extending to the enamel. These are spindle-shaped structures extending from the dentino-enamel junction to enamel to a distance of approximately 10 microns. They appear dark in ground section under transmitted light because the organic content of spindle is lost and are replaced by air. The enamel spindles are seen more in the region of cusp tips. So these are the enamel spindle. Rhodoplastic processes extending to the enamel appears as rock spindle shaped structure found more in the cuspal region.